Hello and welcome back to Not My Bag. I'm Joe.
And I'm George. And today's guest is probably the realest love hunter we've seen in years. It's Kady.
Oh my God, what a statement.
I know. We both agree though.
We did say you've been all over our For You pages lately. And you've been, I feel like you've been very truthful and honest about everything.
Okay, so. But I've been all over the For You page because I was just saying I had to do 7 interviews in one day and it all came out at once. So I'm literally just attacking people's For You page and I feel
I
like...
really rate it though.
I'm sick of myself. I'm literally going like not interested on my own stuff. I'm like, shut up.
You are the tea spiller of this series. And
I don't even mean to.
We can't wait to spill more today. But just before we kick off, there's a congratulations in order on the podcast today. Because George recently lost his virginity, as you know from following us. This has been a long time coming. So congratulations, George.
It's actually true.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's actually amazing. You waited so long.
I didn't really want to wait that long, but you know.
He was
I'm on a roll now.
Wait for the right girl. On a roll?
Yeah.
You're on one.
Okay.
Is it like one every weekend now? Every night?
I mean, that's pushing it, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's taken like all these years to just get one.
I think you need a night off, to be honest, after what I've heard.
Anyway.
Also, I'll say the Emily thing really quickly.
Oh, so Emily Miller rang me this morning and was like, I thought, this is weird. So I was like, hello. And she was like, is it true? And I was like, is what true? She was like, have you lost your virginity? And then I was like, yeah. And she was like, don't ever speak to me again. It's all love, though. It's all a joke.
Oh,
my
It's so funny.
But back to you. How has life been? Obviously, this is your second time going into the villa. What was that like when you got that call? Or was it, how did they actually even approach you? Like,
So I had the call last year. They wanted me to go on last year, but then last minute they had to change me because they got Adam Collard on instead because they said we basically need like a boy bombshell now.
Fine.
So when they called me this year, I wasn't I wasn't completely shocked because obviously I had the call, but they only gave me 4-day notice.
4 days?
4 days. I was like...
Did you have to like cancel any holidays and stuff?
Yeah, I'm meant to be away tomorrow, but I've got the reunion. And I was meant to go away. Yeah, so it was just a lot to sort.
That would have sent me spiraling, that would 4 days.
4 days, like your hair, nails, new clothes, pack. Also
Fly
just
out
like
there.
Fly out there, like I've got a dog, get my dog looked after, my house looked after. It was so stressful.
Yeah, fuck.
But I done it.
So were you, but I done it. Were you nervous this time around?
So nervous. Like the first time around, I was only 20. I didn't have a care in the world. I just I didn't even watch season 1. I just went on it and I was like, yeah. And then this time I was nearly sick when I walked in the villa. I was so nervous.
He's so different now though, isn't it? From before, like.
So who was on your series? Weren't you with?
I came
Scott
third
Thomas?
with Scott.
Yeah.
We
fucking love Scott.
He's sweet.
He's done a full-on like turnaround since the series, isn't it? Because there's a lot of old clips resurfacing now, like from you being back on the show.
Yeah.
And I was watching some of the clips of Scott, and I thought that is not.
Well,
the same man.
you first went in when
It's
it was
not.
like the smoking shelter, drinking, everything.
Yeah.
It was very different to obviously.
Very
Good
different.
TV though.
Yeah.
Great
I kind of
TV.
miss that, don't you?
Oh, it was just so organic and like nothing was really set up and stuff. But
I watched the clip with the wine on the leg.
oh my God, I still get asked about that today. People are like, was that genuinely an accident? I'm like, I swear on my life, that was an accident.
What, though? I saw a lot of myself in you because you apologise and stuff, and then when she was going for it, you were like, "Oh no, fuck!"
I was
you
like,
were
"Fuck
this." You were like, "I actually did this at the weekend. I made a mistake," and then when the person gets defensive, I go, "No,
That is me.
Literally,
That is such a red flag. That's me.
What's
No,
like the
it's a
biggest
red flag.
difference going in from obviously season 2 to now? Is it like?
Well, I was so nervous this time mainly because I'm not saying everyone knew me, but a lot of people did know of me. Like,
Oh, there was a clip as soon as you walked in. Scott was like, "Oh my God, that's Kady," and all the boys started going like,
Oh
Yeah.
started like gassing it.
yeah, so I was nervous thinking like, what are people going to think of me? Do they want me to act like season 2? Like, I felt like a bit more anxious because I was like, oh my God, people kind of know of me. But the whole setup is just so it's not completely different, but like there's a lot more set up chats now. Boys and girls get separated. You've got to do like morning debriefs. It's
The
very
morning debriefs are the
scheduled.
funniest
It is
thing.
very
Like you can tell.
Regimented. It's
Yeah.
very routine.
Yeah.
And like
Them morning debriefs, you can so tell like the producer's been like, right, you 3 go over
Yeah.
there, like because otherwise if you're all living in a house, you'd all just sit round somewhere together, have a coffee and
Yeah,
speak.
that's
But all
what-
of a sudden it's
yeah.
like 3 boys that way, 2 that way,
It does
2
make
on
me
the
die because
terrace.
you can just see everyone sat there and you can just so know that someone's like behind the camera going, right, say it. And they're like,
How was
"So
your
what did you
night?"
think?"
Yeah.
Like, everyone's got the glass on sort of deadpan. So yeah, how are things, Mitch? It's like, it's so funny.
Oh, it is, and you've got to like wait for all the sets, for all the chats to be done before you
Right.
can then get ready for the day.
No, me, I'd be like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to repeat stuff and like talk about more stuff, and
Yeah.
you know, it's very routine. Like in season 2, you would literally just wake up, all get ready together, talk shit,
Yeah, that's
go
the
have a
thing, innit?
cigarette, make a coffee, and it's more chilled. So it was a
Yeah.
bit more like regimented.
Yeah.
But did you enjoy it though?
I did enjoy it, and you know what? There was a part of me that I wasn't sure I was going to do it. I was very 50-50 when I first got the phone call, but I don't like to live by like, I don't want to be like in 10 years' time, oh, I wish I'd done that.
Yeah.
I'd rather been like, oh shit, I'd done that. Rather
But also, like, you've had a really strong career since the show anyway. So I guess for you didn't really need to go in there to
that
do
kind of
anything.
annoys me. I'm not being like, I've done very well for 7 years.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
people keep going,
absolutely.
oh, she's gone back on it because her money's shriveling
Running out
up.
or something.
And I'm like, no, honey. No, that is not the case.
No, you've just done it like for
For
a
the
laugh.
experience.
Yeah, just-
Like, who can say that they've done it once, let alone twice?
Yeah, yeah.
And I actually was quite honoured. Like, when I got, like, the big dogs calling me back up, like, from, like, Love Island, saying, like, Kady, we want
Hitting
you
your
back
line.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was like,
All right.
I felt, do you know what I mean? They're like, we
Yeah.
didn't want any other girls. Like, they literally only asked me out of all the
way.
seasons. So I felt actually quite privileged. I was
Well,
like,
to be fair,
okay.
as soon as it started, there was obviously rumours like Kady's going back in, and that was
Yeah.
like after the first
Yeah.
week.
That got leaked when I was in holding.
Right,
out
so
there.
that's what I mean. Yeah.
Oh,
So
did it?
Did
Oh
you
my
expect to like actually leave with someone though? Because obviously,
No.
Did you not? Because yeah,
No.
you did have it where you were like quite like single for quite a bit of time, weren't you?
Yeah.
Like obviously, it kept on stuff was happening and bouncing and whatever. So
Yeah, so obviously I was coupled up with Zach. I mean, like, he's nice to look at and he's all right, but like we weren't really vibing. It felt quite forced, especially because Molly got dumped.
Yeah.
We were quite like, oh, we should probably give this a go then.
Yeah.
And everyone else at the time was very coupled up. And then obviously come back from Casa. I was single for like a week, I think.
Yeah.
And then yeah, I just started speaking with Uzi, and he's so sweet. It's still such early days, but he's like the sweetest person.
Yeah, he
Obviously
seems
great
it.
to look at.
Yeah.
That
Can't
helps.
complain.
So yeah, I thought if I was gonna get dumped, I'd be on my own, like single dumped.
Yeah.
But to be dumped like with someone that I actually like fancied and got on with.
Yeah, Zach seems like I would find the chat hard, personally.
I
It was
think
quite hard.
He seems quite, I don't know if it's guarded, I don't know what it is, but he does seem
Yeah.
very like...
I almost wanted to shake him sometimes and be like, give me
Yeah.
something.
Do you know what I mean? That kind of gave me the
you know,
vibe
because I
as
remember
well.
you had a chat with him. I think it was like on the beds or something outside, and you said something to him, and it's like he weren't giving anything back. Do you know what I
No,
mean?
he
And-
really
but you
didn't.
knew like he wanted to say something, but I think he was with Molly. Or something like
Yeah.
that. Do you know what I mean? And you could see in your face, you were like, all right,
But
well,
see-
let's just stop talking. 'cause-
Yeah,
This
it was
is-
frustrating sometimes talking to Zach because I felt like he wasn't always giving his actual thoughts.
But then like,
Yeah,
but then he does the challenge, and you both kiss each other, and then he's smiling behind Scott and that. Like, it's so weird, isn't it? Like, I think he does kind of fancy you a bit.
No, he 100% does. He 110% does.
Yeah.
Like, guaranteed.
He did have a nervous laugh. He was one of them school
Yeah.
kids. Like when we used to recoupling night, it'd sometimes take like up to 2 hours and you'd have to
Yeah.
sit in silence. And he would be like a naughty school kid and just always laughing. Like you couldn't even look at him or Ty or anyone because he'd start So he did just have one of them awkward laugh. He's the type of person if he said, oh, my cat just died, he'd laugh.
Right,
Yeah,
fine,
yeah, 'cause
yeah,
he just
yeah.
gets a bit
Because can't
nervous.
deal with
Yeah.
awkwardness.
He's one of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I think it was quite clear that we fancied each other. But as for like an actual connection
Yeah.
and working on the real world, we would have.
You answered that question really well with Molly when she asked about the fancy thing. You're a bit like, you
Yeah.
just said what you just said.
Yeah.
You're like, oh, like, obviously there's like fancy there.
But then I fancy people I see down the street.
Yeah.
Don't mean
Yeah,
that
it's
like.
such like a broad word, isn't
Do you know
it?
what I mean? I fancy a lot of people, but it
Yeah.
doesn't mean that I'd want to like be with them and stuff.
Yeah.
But
I do feel like this series as well, in terms of, I feel like everyone got together quite late on. A lot of the other series I've watched, people right at the start kind of make a connection and then they ride out to the end. This has been like chaos, like the most chaotic thing I've ever watched. And I'm now thinking, how is any of this going to like work in the real world? Do you know what I mean? Because some of these relationships are just like even
Scatty.
Jess and Sammy. I'm like,
do you know what like I've got a big personality, but I went in there and I felt like I was even a small character because the
Yeah.
characters in that I can't even tell you they are. I've never met people like these people, and they're incredible. But I'm just like, they're just such
What the
big
fuck?
characters.
casting producers are shitty to raise.
I actually said that. I said that to one of the producers. I went, "Oh my god, you've smashed it this year with the casting. Like they are just
Yeah.
such big characters." So yeah, it was hard in there sometimes to like get your proper personality across
Yeah.
sometimes because it was a lot of people. But yeah, as for working on the outside world, who knows of anyone?
I've got no idea at this point. I really don't. Like, I can't even call
Was there
it,
anyone
but-
in there that, like, as soon as you got in there and you caught everyone's vibe, you were like, yeah, they're on like a game plan or whatever? Because there was a lot. There was
Yeah.
like, I don't know, like we love Mitch and stuff like that, don't we? But he is crazy.
We
And
have to have this as a whole segment because I have to ask you like so much. Is he actually like that? Is he?
Yeah.
He's just nuts. Like,
Mitch-
isn't he? He's just a
Mitch,
bit nuts.
do you know what? Mitch was actually one of my closest friends in
Yeah.
there, boyfriends. We wouldn't believe it, but we were both 27, same age, even though we acted like the youngest.
I didn't know.
it was about
Yeah,
22.
Mitch was 27. He's the
nuts.
oldest boy in there. Oh no, apart from Uzi. Uzi then was the oldest. But yeah, I literally loved him. Sometimes I'd be like, when he was talking about the Abby and Ella B
You
thing,
were
I
so
couldn't.
funny.
I couldn't. It was to the point sometimes I had to walk away.
No, it's when you were lying there and you were like, so who do you want to get in bed with? And he was like, didn't you say like Ella? And you just sat back in the pillow and was like,
You were so funny.
I could not. Like, if you thought it was messy watching it, I promise you it was messier in the villa. We all got to the point where, like, we couldn't even fathom it anymore. Like, we couldn't even talk about it. It was too much. He was changing his
Yeah.
mind. But, like, yeah, Mitch... Yeah, I love Mitch, and I'd say this to him. I think he's a great person. I'll carry on being friends with him.
Yeah.
But like I don't know if he had a game plan or he's just genuinely so messy or.
But even that
Messy
recently
Mitch.
awards thing when he was like fingers on mouths, I was watching the TV like I was like this. I thought,
When was that? What?
So on the awards night, he
Oh,
like,
Grafties.
he like stood up, and then when he had that. It was like a public meltdown, and he was like fingers on that, and I was watching TV, and I was like, imagine his family at home. I was like, no. But I think about that, and I think, imagine having alcohol in there. Oh,
That's why do you know what? We only were allowed one glass a night.
Fine.
But on a couple of nights, we'd have 2 or 3, not meant to. I think on the Casa night with Neo night, us girls ended up having 3 drinks because we were filming for 12 hours.
Right,
we were
okay.
filming till 6 a.m.
yeah.
oh,
That's rough.
We
isn't
had
it?
3, and we were all pissed.
So was this the night when 'cause
The
it's been
alleged
everywhere,
fight
the alleged
happened,
fight.
yeah.
So what is because there was so much going around. It was like security. Was
oh
called
my
in.
god, it was the Casa girls that got 3 minutes airtime that were like on
How
these
dare
podcasts.
they? I didn't even meet
Oh,
them.
I
Yeah.
know. Yeah, but they love to come out. And
They
say
were on
something
the
like that,
them
don't
podcasts like there was the biggest fight.
You weren't even there, hun. Chill out. That was not it. So basically, us girls, like you can tell, we're very big characters, and
Yeah.
you know, and being with each other 24 hours a day, like to the point where you can't even like have a nap. Like you're together every second. We're kind of like sisters, you know, when you're like, oh fuck off, and then you're like within 5 minutes, you're like, oh
Back
I love
friends
you.
again. Yeah.
That was the vibe of all the girls in there. So basically that night we ended up having 3 drinks. It was so long. We done Neo Casa. We were filming for about 12 hours. Didn't go to bed till 6 a.m.
Yeah.
The boys packed our cases and we had no pajamas. We had no toothbrushes. We had absolutely
they just, like,
nothing.
throw in all the shit
Yeah,
in
and
the
we
night.
genuinely had to live out of that case that night. We got stuff the next day.
Right.
We had to ask the Casa boys to like wear their tops so we can sleep in pajamas. Like we were so stressed out. You know, there was a lot going on, and basically the argument started with Ella and Kat.
Right. Okay.
And then Whitney got involved, and then Whitney said something about me, then I got involved.
Oh god.
So then it ended up being 4 of us. But when I tell you no security came in, I
Right.
don't know where that's come from.
It was just like a bitchy. This,
It was
that,
just,
and the
I
other.
couldn't even, if you said to me right now, what did you argue about? I couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
We had a
Well,
couple of
all had them,
glasses, and it was
them
just
miles.
like, and the next morning we're all like,
Morning.
Morning,
It's
like
like a
making
sisters
tea.
like bicker fest.
yeah. So I don't know why it's been made to be this like massive thing, because we did all bicker in there quite a lot, like, but it
yeah.
wasn't deep. It was just pathetic.
Yeah, because that Whitney and Ella thing was basically like a bicker that was blown out of proportion. As
Again,
well,
they're like
wasn't it?
sisters.
Yeah.
They always
Did
bickered.
Whitney actually take really long in the shower?
Yeah, so which is, I mean, fair enough. She looked great every single
Yeah,
night,
yeah.
like flawless. But yeah, there was kind of a rule. Whitney needed to go in the shower first because she
Whitney
took the
would do that.
longest.
How long are we talking? Like
Sometimes like 3 hours
in the shower?
to get ready. No, in the shower. It depends if 15, 20 minutes.
Clickbait, Whitney spends 3 hours in shower.
No, like 50, because basically she took longer to get ready, so she needed to get in the shower first. So the
Right.
showers weren't actually long.
Fine.
It's
It was just the whole process of getting
the
ready.
whole process, and she's like very chill. And don't get me wrong, like loads of us sometimes took like long to get ready, but
Yeah.
like the Vogue, like Voice of God, would always say, Whitney, get in the shower
That is
first.
so funny.
Yeah.
I went to do the villa tour this year to walk around.
Oh,
it.
did
Yeah, like
you?
film videos and stuff. And I just find it so bizarre, like how sterile it can feel as well. Because
How what?
Like like sterile, like kind of like
A set, sort of
it's
thing.
like a
Oh, it
set.
is like a
it's very
set.
like the white. clean floors and all that. Like, because the original villa, the features of it look really pretty, but it's all covered in just like white board. And I went into the what's it called, hideaway. And I thought, oh, this is horrible.
Well, I didn't even go in there.
I thought I would not have shagged anyone in there.
No,
you get splinters. It's like wood everywhere. It's just it's not a bit me. It's not
No,
a bit me.
yeah,
So no wonder some people just lose it in there.
it's just. I think everyone lost it at some point.
Yeah.
Might not have all got shown, but we
Yeah.
all lost it at one point. There was a point where I literally like nearly went outside, spoke to the just crying my eyes out. I was like, I'm going home. I was like, I'm not doing this. Because it's so, but then in 5 minutes time, you're like, oh, I love it here. It's so good. And then it's like, it's like the emotions in there are mental. Like,
yeah, I can imagine.
It's crazy.
What was it like the night you dumped Molly? Like, what was, because that...
Also, another thing, people on Twitter, please give me a break. That was not my decision. People going, Kady got someone dumped. I'm like, I didn't write the text.
Yeah, no.
Like,
That was you like this behind. The thing is, Molly, you are done from the...
The thing is, it was nuts, and all our drawers dropped. Like, I was texting Joe.
Well, also,
we were like,
that
what
was
the
the
fuck?
episode
we couldn't
where-
believe it.
But
then-
no music at the end, was there? They even just cut it silent.
Oh, did they?
Yes,
Yeah.
so when the credits rolled, it was just silent. The whole thing was silent.
They had
Like,
everyone-
everyone's just at the TV like...
They had everyone go, and then they just zoomed in on Molly's face. She went to like wipe a tear away, and then it just went off. But
And
there
then
was
it
no
ended
music.
like
Yeah,
that.
there was
Yeah,
no
and it just
music. But like, we kind of thought, didn't we? As soon as it happened, I was like, she's going back in. Do you know what
I
I
did
mean?
as well. We all
Yeah.
guessed it in
Yeah.
Casa.
I
But I
thought,
wanted to know,
I thought there's
like-
no way they'd just cut her off like that. Do you know what I mean?
But I want to know if she actually went back to the UK.
No, she did.
She did?
She went on after sun with my mum and sister on it.
Oh.
Yeah, she did go back for like 2 or 3 days and then
See,
flew back out.
there was a lot about her having an unfair advantage because she got to like come back,
Check her
speak to
phone.
people,
I
see
think
her
so.
perception, and then go back in
Yeah.
and change the narrative a little bit.
Did she change the narrative?
I'll be honest, as a viewer,
Yeah.
she just didn't say a thing. There was, wasn't it? When
She didn't
went
speak
back,
in the villa.
There was nothing was said when she went back in. So I was a bit like, yeah, I didn't really know what was going on, to be honest.
Yeah, I thought that was like her coming out to see it all, go on the after sun, have her phone and stuff like that. Yeah, it was crazy.
That
but
was
I
a
knew
lot of the commentary from people, wasn't it?
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
It's a little bit unfair, but
she had a bit of an advantage.
And then that's when you had time to like get to know Zach. And obviously, like, you swerved him.
do you feel,
When he went
sorry
to-
to interrupt, just
Go on.
quickly, do you feel like had Molly have not gone back in, that Zach could have had a really different journey in Love Island? Because a lot of people were saying that he seemed almost kind of like silenced and like backed into a corner when she went back in.
Well, this is what confused me. This didn't get shown. When we were speaking, every single islander in there said that, oh, Zach's completely different now Molly's gone. Like, he's getting involved with like the group chats. Because
Right.
basically Molly and Zach, and don't get me wrong, they are cute, but they would
Yeah.
very just be them two on their own.
Reserved and
Very
isolated
reserved.
and
But
stuff.
like everyone was like, oh, Zach's back to himself. He's being more fun. He's being loud in the morning. So I was like, oh, like, this is cool.
Yeah.
So I thought maybe he was... I don't know. Who
Yeah,
knows? Zach
yeah.
never spoke much about his feelings and his actual thoughts. So who knows what's going on
Yeah.
in that boy's head?
I think
But-
it's hard with relationships like that, isn't it? Because I think when people do change up a little bit, you always think, what's the longevity of this? Because there's only so long you can be with someone and kind of put your personality to the side a little bit. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But you never know. You never know because it's obviously just Love Island, isn't it? Until they come out.
Was you... So, yeah, when you swerved Zach, was that like... Did you know you were going to do that, or was it literally just in the moment?
I didn't think
you
he
were
was going to kiss me.
Did you not?
Everyone was like, Kady, he took you to the terrace. Like, this, like a known fact. And I went, I've been in there 24 hours. Molly's bed is still warm. Her cup was still on the bedside table. Molly's cup was there. And then, like, I was just really shocked.
Yeah.
And, you know, I actually, like, it might not have shown this, but I really struggled settling into the villa. Like, the first, like,
Right.
5-6 days. Actually, like, the first week, so before Casa, really struggled. I was upset every day, you know. Not because I didn't like it. I loved the experience, but it was very overwhelming and
Yeah.
stuff.
Well, especially as well, like, you've come in obviously late. Everyone's got all these friendships and stuff formed,
Yeah.
and you're just like plot.
I felt like the new girl, and no one
Yeah.
wanted to, like...
yeah, speak to you.
speak
and,
to me
and
a
all that.
bit.
Yeah.
I think as well, I think there's probably a preconception that because you've done it before, it's like you're going in as a pro and like you
Yeah.
can go in there and stand alone and
Yeah.
like have your shit together, which is so different. It was so long ago.
Well, as
it's
you
so
said, it's been
different
7
that-
years. and
Yeah,
it's
Yeah.
completely
you
different
still
now.
want that connection with the girls and all that stuff.
100%.
So.
Like, I'm very like, if people don't like me, whatever, I won't lose sleep over it. But also, when you're in that environment and you can't get away from each other, and you're with the girls more than you are with the boys. Like,
Yeah.
I do want to build a friendship with them, and I do want to get on with them, because it's really hard. If you don't get on with people in there, it makes your time 10 times worse.
I couldn't even begin to imagine.
Yeah.
If you fall out with someone, how bad it is.
So yeah, I was just really struggling. And then when he then came to kiss me, I genuinely was so shocked. I didn't think he'd kiss me like a day after Molly got dumped. I thought he'd be a bit more like
Was it awkward
morning.
when you saw Molly again? Like, obviously walking back through from Casa. You said
I
something
can't
like...
lie, no one seemed surprised.
No, but
we all guessed it in Casa.
Yeah, no one. It was,
We all guessed it.
Everyone kind of came in, and like even when she came in with all the bombshells, the camera, all the boys were like, "Nice to meet you." To all the new ones, it's like everyone kind of knew.
Yeah, we all were speaking. Like, we all used to love to speculate. We used to get told off all the time by Vogs, like, stop speculating.
Really?
Yeah,
I love that.
We'd always speculate, and we'd be like, she's coming back. She's coming back. Like, we obviously didn't confirm it.
Yeah.
But also, when we were in Casa, Molly's curlers, she had these GHD curlers, and she took them home when she packed.
Okay.
And then they turned up in Casa.
randomly.
So, as well. So, when that, and then we were like, she's back.
Oh, that's really funny.
But obviously, we still weren't 100% sure. But yeah, when I saw her, I just thought, oh,
It was so funny. You were like, hello.
I was like, she's back.
it was very like.
And then I just need to touch on this as well, because obviously the night you and Uzi got dumped, there was that clip of Molly's like face. Do you remember?
Yeah.
She pulled a face, and then you tweeted and was like, "Bit rich, you were wearing my clothes."
So everyone was like,
You're on
like
smoke.
she must have like not liked you, but like we genuinely got on.
Yeah.
That morning, like she done my hair. She was like, "Oh, babe, can I wear your bikini?"
Yeah.
You know, like
So
we
do
were
you
fine.
think
So I was
that
like,
was
oh,
for telly?
Yeah, for the clips, for the memes.
maybe.
I watched this video on TikTok that was like this conspiracy theory that Molly had studied Molly May. Have you seen this?
No.
Yeah, I saw that.
So it's basically
Molly
like,
May.
it's like a 3-minute TikTok, and she wears like the same outfits, same poses, same facial expressions, all this stuff, and it's actually so wild. I watched it. And
She acts nothing like Molly May.
I thought that.
She's not doing a very good job. She's nothing like Molly May. No, Molly Marsh is great in her own
Yeah,
way,
yeah,
but
yeah.
she's nothing like Molly May.
Yeah, because she also had a thing with Tommy Fury, didn't she?
Did she?
I don't know.
I think-
Oh yeah, she did.
Oh, I thought she had a thing with Tommy Fury. I thought,
Well, her
fucking hell.
type really confuses me, because in there we were talking about the Love Island that's just gone. You know, Will the farmer.
Yes.
She was like, "Oh my god, he is my TikTok crush. If he was in this video right now, I'd couple up with him. He is da-da-da." Like, she never spoke so much about him, and then I was like,
Right.
"You're literally with South London."
Yeah.
Zach. So it was very like
Yeah.
confusing, some of the things she said. That's why
Yeah.
people kind of thought it weren't genuine. But like, you know,
So with you and Uzi, what was that like? Did you feel, I don't know, not like forced and stuff to speak to him, but obviously he came back with Ella. I think what Ella done to him was so out of order, personally.
Do you?
Yeah.
I love it when George has a strong opinion.
No, but do you not, like, she didn't even give him the time of day. She basically saw that Ty was alone.
she didn't give him the time of day. She
And
didn't
then,
speak to
and
him.
then she just like fucked him off. She like, I remember Ella having a chat with Jess, and Ella was like, "I'm gonna say to him it's over," and she was like, "He hasn't even been in the villa 24 hours." Do you know what I mean? Like, I thought like that was really muggy, and then obviously, as you said, like Uzi's a really nice guy, whatever, and he was just sitting there. So, did you feel like, I don't know, like with the producers, like, why don't you go have a chat together, or did you kind of fancy him as soon as you walked in, but obviously thought he was with Ella? Like, what was?
No, I was literally frustrated in Casa because he was the only person I fancied, and they kept wanting me to speak to Ben and Locken and people that I weren't interested in.
Yeah.
And I get the narrative, you know,
Yeah,
the
of
Ella and
course.
Uzi thing.
Yeah.
So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to treat Casa as a girl's holiday. But no,
Sure.
I fancied Uzi from the moment he came in.
Fine.
And he even said they didn't show this, but like his top two were like me and Ella.
Right.
Right.
But you know,
But that's a
producers
push
be
that.
producing. You know how it is. You know how it is. So I thought, oh, whatever. I'll just chill in Casa, catch a tan. You
If
know.
they would have asked you to go in as like a Casa girl,
No.
would you have done it? No.
Nope.
No.
I don't think it's.
It's just not. If it doesn't work out how obviously you plan it,
I'd only
it's
want to go
just-
on my own.
Yeah.
it's just not like great, is it?
And I feel bad for the Casa boys that didn't make it back to the main villa because they didn't even get the proper Love Island experience. Like, Casa's just like a bougie shed. It's,
Yeah.
it's tiny.
Yeah.
I know. Well, there was one of the guys who was, what was his name? The TikToker.
Kady.
Who like basically went in there. I feel so bad because I'm like, who
Oh,
does his
little
background
Kady.
checks? Because he like had a girlfriend and told her he was going on a
apparently.
work holiday, and then went to, and then just popped up on Casa, and she put up a story and was like, what the fuck? Like, I was just sat there thinking, oh my God.
Oh my God,
yeah.
you didn't say that, cheeky Kody.
I bet he didn't.
Yeah, but even in Casa, like, I'm 27 and Cody's 20. I had
And
to
he-
share a bed with him
And
the
he was
first night.
grafting hard,
He was
wasn't
grafting
he?
hard.
He was grafting very hard.
I was like, no, there wasn't enough like men my age. So when like Uzi came in, I was like, oh my God, he's 28. He's a year
Yeah.
older than me. I was like, oh, stunning.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were on the young side this series, weren't they? Like, for sure.
Well, I don't know. Zach turned 26 in the villa. Mitch is 27. Ty's 24. And then, yeah,
Ty's 24.
Ty's 24.
That man.
You're older
honestly.
than Ty. That's
I know, you can see by the
nuts.
grey hairs. Same age as Zach.
But
I feel like with you and Uzi though, you went at like a good pace as well, didn't you?
Oh, we were so like, we weren't rushing things. And like, especially with me, like, I don't want to rush anything. I know you're in Love Island and people think within a day you should start kissing and being all over each other. And it's like, that's not how I work in real life. So yeah, we just took things really slow. He's obviously like a bit more reserved. He took quite a bit of time to like come out of his shell.
Open up a bit.
Yeah, he's quite a reserved character, which I kind of like because I'm kind of like up there. So it's
kind of
maybe
like levels you out
balanced.
a bit.
I think you need that.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
And then when we were speaking, I kind of like stayed out the drama and we were just in our own little bubble. And that's probably why we didn't get a lot of airtime because we were just genuinely just getting on and just chilling and
not bringing any like drama to the
no,
table.
apart from when the Snog Marry Pie happened and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
There's been a lot going on as well since obviously like people left the villa. Like there's all this. I saw a clip of you speaking about Ellum and stuff like that.
Oh my God.
But like
what is going on?
But
with
he's
that?
on a madness. Like that man has mugged it to Kath, in my opinion.
The tweets about him are some of the
He's
funniest.
literally
So
like-
basically, when we were in there, I loved Kat and Ellen. Like they genuinely, whether it's true or not, their connection was really good. They would just got on. They just really vibed. You know, when you just looked at a couple and they got on so well. But then when they got dumped, because people were like, oh, why did you ship Kat and Ellen if he said he was only in there for his game plan? But his business. But I didn't know that until the day he got dumped. One of the boys then said to me when he said to one of the boys that he's only in there for his business. So us girls figured that out the day after he got dumped.
Right, fine.
So I was like, oh my God, I didn't know that. Like I thought they were like gonna like get married.
and shit.
I can't.
It's
Have
just-
you seen some of the videos he's been posting?
It's just muggy.
I've
innit?
seen girls quoting it, being like, "This is some of the cringiest shit I've ever seen." Like the transition.
Yeah, he's got like
In the
videos of
mirror.
him in Dubai and in the mirror, and he's like building empire and all that. And I'm like,
It is
This is
absolutely
awful.
atrocious. I can't.
Ellen, I love you if you're watching this, but yeah, them TikToks, they're too much.
No,
They're
those
too much.
TikToks are too much. I heard that Scott and Catherine like actually had a good vibe in there.
I thought they had a well good vibe. I really don't get all the Abby thing with him as well. Like when he was really open to get to know her, really pushing it when she was like with Mitch, and then all of a sudden he's like, I want to take it all slow,
Guys,
and he don't.
Because he
wanna
looks
hug
like
her.
second best a bit because Abby wanted to go back to Mitch.
I know, but like as you said, you're in Love Island. Like
the Abby and Mitch
yeah, true.
thing was crazy.
That
No,
was fucking jokes.
I don't want. It's kept. I can't. I've got PTSD.
See,
It's
I
chaotic.
think they had this like passion thing where there was some feelings there, but
Still,
it was just so
100%, yeah.
messy.
yeah.
I'm sorry. The things like he said and spoke about her, like I love Mitch.
yeah.
But no, she can not
Yeah.
go back there. She like they were too much.
Yeah. No, I wouldn't want her to go back at all.
No, but I
think-
know they definitely. I think Mitch liked her more than he made out.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. I also felt really bad for Ella as well because
Ella B.
especially
Ella B.
that last I don't know if you saw it when they after that date and then
And he said she thought she was faking
Yeah.
it, and then they went on a date.
I
and he was
felt
like, "Do you
when
wanna be
she started
exclusive?"
crying, I actually felt really, really bad.
That's
for
moving
her. Like,
mad.
I did feel really bad for her.
To be fair, when I saw her, because at first, I'm not going to lie, like I did think both of their feelings were fake towards each other.
Fine,
I don't think they're fake people. I love Ella B as an individual and I love Mitch.
Yeah.
But together, I thought they were. I
For-
thought
for
it
the
was.
cameras sort of
I
vibe,
thought it
yeah,
was
yeah.
fake, and that's just again. This isn't me saying I'm right. This is just my
I
opinion.
did too. It was kind of like slim pickings. Let's just go for it.
Yeah,
You know
but then
what
when I
mean?
saw her get upset and stuff, and then like since I've come out, I was like, oh my God, it does look like she's more into him, I think, than maybe he is
Right.
to her. But he did make a point, like she was always worried about if she was going to be in the when a dumping was happening.
Oh, fine.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like them both individually, but I don't know as a couple they're compatible.
Yeah. That man just.
How could you say someone's fake when you're coupled up with him? Like, think, boy.
Yeah, I know. He just doesn't think though. But I've had moments watching it as a viewer and just screamed at the TV, so I can't even imagine what it was like just being there and living it. Like that, your reaction was so what I would have done that day when he's like, I think I'm gonna get to bed with. Was it with Abby?
Yeah.
After that conversation,
yeah.
I refused to speak on it again.
Yeah.
I said, if anyone came over to speak about it, I'd walk away. I couldn't. It was too much.
So he's still with Ella now, though, outside of the villa, coming out of it, yeah?
Yeah.
So he's
Yeah.
going to be like are they together now? Is that right? I don't know.
They're exclusive. Aren't they?
Exclusive.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means.
That man will move mad.
I
if he's single.
don't think exclusive means really anything.
I think it was me just seeing each other.
Yeah, but like, I'm
Oh,
not
it
gonna
means you're
lie.
not chatting to anyone else, which isn't going to last long when you come out to the general public.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And he gets like this PA in a club or something like that, and then there's all these girls.
You
like,
know he's going to go crazy.
Mitch will love the attention.
He's going to go crazy.
absolutely nuts.
Yeah.
Is there anyone coming out of the villa that you're like, I'll probably keep at an arm's length? I'm not saying like you won't talk to them or anything, but you're just like...
Yeah, who was like your closest in then? Who was the people that you're a bit like, oh, like you're fine?
I genuinely loved all the girls.
Yeah.
My closest was Leah. Absolutely love
cool.
Leah. Ella, Whitney. Oh my God, Jess. I love how can I feel about Jess.
Jess is so bubbly, isn't
I
she?
love Jess. Arm's length. Probably the people that I weren't the closest to was maybe Ella B, but maybe because she wasn't in there long enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I get you.
And then obviously just because of the whole Zach thing, like me and Molly weren't.
Yeah.
Like, I don't not like her, but I think... And also there's like 6 years between us.
Yeah. Oh yeah, fuck. I
She's
forgot.
21,
Yeah,
I'm
I keep forgetting that
27.
She comes across a lot older than like in
Yeah,
terms
she
of like
does.
maturity wise.
Yeah, maybe again, like I'd like for us to all go out together. There's no one in there that I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to be in the same room as.
Yeah.
Like that's not the case of anyone. But maybe like I'm just probably won't be as close with her.
Yeah.
I feel like the boys are going to come out and drop Mitch. Because the whole
You
series...
would never see them hanging out.
Yeah, and the whole
would
series, they
you?
were calling Messy Mitch, they were calling him a snake and all that. And obviously, in the real world, if one of your boys snakes you like that,
Yeah.
you do you know what I mean? You brush them to the side. But obviously, with the show, they've had to all stay friends. But I think Mitch will be someone that all the boys leave and they're like, nah.
I had to mute the TV last night when Mitch and Ella got voted off because I watched Mitch's like speech to the guys and it was for me it was so uncomfortable to watch. I had to mute the TV.
Really?
It just feels so. It just feels weird. It feels like someone's unzipped the straitjacket and gone, go on 5 minutes. That's what it felt like. Like I love him as a character on there, but I think like it doesn't seem.
I wonder if he
real.
got told to do that or not. Because no one else done that when they left.
I don't think he did.
Yeah, because why?
Like that day when he collected that award, what is it, the
Grafties.
and then he just said that
No, do you know what? That is the one time I watched it and I wanted to literally go, Mitch, sit the fuck down.
Yeah.
I was like, why has he stood up for so long?
Thinking, but I thought, yeah, it was so long and it was
like,
way
sit
too long.
down.
Yeah, and they knew what they was doing, showing that whole thing. They could have clipped that down, but they showed the whole
He
thing.
literally did not want to sit down. He was just stood there in front of everyone.
He got his airtime that episode because he did not shut up. He was starting on everyone.
Yeah, he was like, so stuff would happen, and he's like, personally, mate, I wouldn't have that. Do you know what I mean? Like, shut up, Mitch.
Yeah.
Like, he just put his 2 pence piece in.
I do actually have a.
It actually annoyed me a bit with Mitch because if I ever had like a bit of a comment and said things that I shouldn't have, he'd be like, Kady, now's not the time. I'm like, coming from you. Like,
Yeah,
oh.
I said that when this series started that Mitch is like your intrusive thoughts that you know you shouldn't say, but like as a person.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love him.
But do you know what? Mitch actually, like, to be fair to him, I know this always didn't get shown, but he actually did have really good chat. He was
okay.
actually like quite nice to like speak to
Yeah,
as
yeah,
a
I'm with you.
person, and like he has so many good traits, but obviously his messiness just like
Messy Mitch.
just
outweighs
outweighed it all.
I was going to say there's a lot of commentary online. Just wanted like your viewpoint on it really, but a lot of people talk about Ty and like how he speaks to women.
I was literally just going to ask
because
this.
there's like from a viewer's perspective, like the edit, there has been a lot of moments this series when I've been like, and I know that he's done it to like Whitney a couple of times. Do
And
you
like
think
with-
that's just the closeness of the cast, or do you think it is like?
Because
that
with
he's
you as
actually-
well, I think he was quite out of order when he was just basically using you to get back with Ella, and obviously you realised that.
Oh, they didn't.
You weren't dumb though.
They
with
didn't
that.
show it from the day dot. I went, I'll entertain it for the airtime, but piss off.
Yeah.
Like I actually said to him, I was like, whatever. But I saw him as like a brother in there.
Sure.
So like I always knew what he was doing. So when he was like flirting with me, I was like, I'll do it a little bit. They didn't show this, but it was like Kady was like, come on, let's just kiss. I was like, Ty, you're pushing it now. I was like, I'll let you like massage my head. I was like, but stop it now. I was like, oh, honestly, it was too much. He was like, what did he
Yeah.
kept saying? He was like, oh, he forced me to go in the pool with him to go on his back. Like he was very like that. And I entertained it a little bit, which maybe I shouldn't have because Ella was my friend, but you know, I was single in there at the time and it weren't that deep. We weren't ever going to like couple up. He was just, but yeah, me and Ty, again, like Ty and Mitch was probably like my closest boys in there. So I did get on very well with Ty, but yes, he does have a bit of a...
Just like
It was like the other night at the Grafties, weren't it? He told Whitney to shut up, and Lachlan was like, "Don't speak to her like that." Like,
Yeah,
I
it's
don't know.
hard,
It's just
isn't
like a
it?
bit snappy and rude,
Yeah.
isn't it? I wouldn't speak to a girl like that. Like,
Yeah, he's
it's a
bit
hard one.
snappy.
I think sometimes like is it the like you know the fact that it's so high pressured environment that he's kind of just getting a bit stressed out.
That's what I think.
Yeah, right. As opposed to, but obviously people are painting narratives online, and it's hard, isn't it? Because you think it's like, so I just wanted to ask you.
But also, like, Mitch says some things to Abby that weren't aired, which were, like, very awful. Like, I think
Really?
in there, like, even, like, Zach, the Snog, Marry, Pie challenge, they didn't show this, but when Whitney pied him, he was so annoyed he picked up the cake and threw it at her.
oh, shit.
So I think the boy, it was very frustrating in that there.
Yeah.
And I don't know how...
As
In
well-
the real life, you could just walk away when you get annoyed, but
Yeah, but you can't.
you
thing
can't
is
in
as
there.
well,
And I'm not condoning the boys, but...
You're in front of all your mates and stuff. You know,
Yeah.
it's muggy, innit? Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Yeah.
Like, it is. So I guess it's all that. I guess it's a mixture of everything, isn't it? All
Yeah.
the cameras being there, all your mates, high pressure environment.
I think sometimes it is a hard watch because the whole concept of Love Island is very like traditional. Do you know what I mean? Like a lot of it is kind of it's not a massively progressive show. I don't think that's wrong to say, is it? It's not. It's not. So when stuff like that does happen, you do think to yourself like, fucking hell. Like when there's some things that are said like about from the boys about the girls, like even some of the stuff Sammy said about Jess, I'm like, if you don't like the girl, like you don't. Do you know what I mean? Like you don't have to say some of these things. But anyway, they're together now and they're happy and they're gonna come out and.
Oh, I am like...
I want them to do it. I want them to. It was him
love
that was
Jamie.
messy, wasn't it? I almost cried.
Jammy.
I almost cried one night when Jess was upset because I felt so bad. For
I feel
her.
like Jess
I
is so
feel
real.
bad for her.
She's so, but
Yeah.
we also said we don't think she should have given him this many chances.
No,
and that.
she was so, like, she's very chilled. Like with Jess, she's very chilled and she'll take a lot and she'll take a lot. But I don't know if you've seen that side of her. If one thing she can like blow.
Yeah.
But it'll take a lot for her. And like with the whole Mal thing, she was so chilled. And like I even used to talk to her every day and I'm like, are you okay with them just like snogging every night in bed? Like you're fine. She was just so chilled.
Yeah.
So she almost kind of let him get away with it. Because if someone, like for instance, if it was me, I'd be like, straight away. But like, you know.
I think again though, Sammy's going to come out the villa and he's going to get a lot of attention, and I think he might be one of these guys who. moves a
Oh,
bit
I
mad.
hope not.
No, I
because
hope,
really-
I hope not. But
I think all the boys
he gives
could
that
be
like
like that,
laddie
though.
vibe though. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
quite lads.
What with you and Uzi? He's from Scotland.
Yeah, Edinburgh.
So how's that been? Like seeing each other? Fine. Has he been staying down here?
Well, we've only been out a week and a half now. And he's been in London the whole time.
Oh,
Because
really?
We've had
Result.
so much. And like, I'm literally going to be
PR
with
to
him
do
in an
stuff.
hour.
Oh,
Because
sweet.
obviously we've
Yeah,
got the final and the screen and stuff. So I have actually been seeing him. But yeah, obviously, yeah, he does live in Scotland. So it's only an hour flight. It's not horrendous.
Yeah, the flight's not bad flight-wise.
But also, I don't want to come out of the villa. Like last time I came out of the villa and I literally moved in with someone within the same week. And I think that was too much.
I think it's different now, isn't it?
Now I'm like I'm very independent, you know, I just want to take things slow. And we were only coupled up in there for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
So, you know, just going to chill.
Oh,
But we
I'd
speak
never-
every single day and like we've
Yeah.
seen each other a few times. It'll be nice to see him tonight and all the other islanders as well.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Who do you think's going to win then?
Who do I think or who do I want?
Both.
Me, both.
Who do I think Lachlan and Whitney are going to win. But if you had to like to be honest with you, I'm not even just saying this. Like I would be happy if any 4 of the couples won.
Yeah.
Like I genuinely would. Like they all deserve to win. But if someone had a gun to my head, I'd say, I don't know. I think it's because I was just so close to Ty and Ella. I love them.
Who would you not want to win?
Who would I not?
They're all quite nice. though,
I
the
actually all
couple.
like
There's
them.
not-
I think people expected me to say like Zach and Molly, but like I don't. But I don't even not want them to win.
Yeah.
Like what if I think they're gonna last? Who cares what I think at the end of the day? But like as to like not win, I think they're fine. Like it doesn't bother me who wins.
Yeah.
What are you silent about?
No, I can't, no, because I can't say some stuff that I want to say, so it's annoying, but here's what it is. When the camera's cut. I put my story about what would you want to ask any Love Islanders, so I'm just going to run through some questions quickly. What advice would you give to future Islanders who are going in next year?
Just be yourself. Like if you want a game plan and that, like just don't be fake. You've
Don't
got
do
to be
an Ellum.
yourself.
Yeah. Watch what Ellen's doing and don't do that. I hope you don't mind me asking this because obviously, like, we can cut it out, whatever. Someone said, I'd ask Kady why she didn't expose anyone in the villa like she has been doing on podcasts.
Right, so I don't get this. I was very like honest and vocal with my thoughts in there, but there was just so much other drama and like couples going on.
It aired.
It didn't get aired. Like when I
Yeah.
tell you, everyone was like, "Katie's just in it for the drama," because I was on one. So the fact it didn't all get shown, that's not
That's
my
not your
problem.
fault.
Would you
Yeah.
happily sit there at the reunion and stuff and say what you've said on podcast to them?
So the thing is with me, like I don't want to actually beef anyone because I like them all. But like when I'm being asked in interviews who I think's fake and if I think Scott and Kat
It's
are
an
going to
opinion at the end of
last,
the day as
it's
well.
just my opinion.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
saying I don't like these people because I love them all and I want to be
Yeah.
friends with them all. But like if someone's going to ask me who's fake, then yeah. And then the Molly thing, I just said that she wouldn't dare say that to my face when I left, which is true.
I mean, I can't see that happening. I can't see Molly saying that to you.
But I don't want to go on the reunion and start
Yeah.
beefing people. But like if I'm in a
Yeah.
situation where I need to defend myself, then I will.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not going to just be like, why would I do that?
Yeah,
but
no, exactly. But look, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you
So
for
nice
having
to finally
me.
meet
I
you as well.
know.
Do you
Thanks
have
for having
any
me.
like plans coming up quickly, like, or are you just rolling with it? All this madness after Love Island, or have you got some things lined up?
Kind of just rolling it. So we're in a contract, so we've got to go to the reunion, we've got to do the screening tonight,
Sure.
and then we have to do like a lot of PR stuff. So kind of like once that's all done from Sunday, I'm just
Yeah.
wanna.
Chill.
Oh, I just want to go to Ibiza.
Oh,
I'm
do
meant to
it.
be in Ibiza tomorrow.
I'll do it.
You've just come back from there.
I know you 10 days.
Yeah,
I just want to
10
go
days.
away.
Take the flight.
Too long.
Go,
Yeah, I
do
just
it.
want to go away. I just want to work what I've been doing for the last 7 years
Yeah.
and just continue.
Just carry on.
Yeah,
Carry on killing it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, thank you
Cute.
so
Well, yeah, thank you for
much.
coming
Thanks
on.
for
I
having
know,
me,
very
guys.
much appreciate it. And if you guys watching at home, make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube.
If you're listening on Spotify, please rate us 5 stars. It helps massively, obviously. All the links will be down below on our YouTube and everything like that. But that is us for this week. Kady, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys,
We'll
we
see
will
you
see you
guys
next
soon.
week.
Bye.